When I woke up, I was thankfully in the comfort of my own bed. I hadn't felt all too recharged with my stamina, but I was good enough to walk around and talk. Throwing the covers to the side, I hopped out of bed and headed downstairs. "Afternoon, sis," Shoda said as he poured a cup of coffee. I smiled and sat down at the counter, which is when I realised Bakugou on the couch. Not awake though. He was definitely sleeping. An arm over his face while the other hung off the edge of the couch, almost hitting the coffee table. One leg propped up, knee bent and leaning against the back of the couch while the other laid straight down, hitting the other end of the couch's armrest because he's tall. "Why is he still here?" I mumbled, sliding over an empty cup in hope that Shoda would get the message that I wanted him to fill it up. He did, but with a sigh, though I don't know if it's from the drink or the question, or just in general. Right after he explained everything that happened, I noticed he was tired and told him to take a shower then take a nap since he groaned at the thought of heading back to his mum. I laughed a little as I took the cup from Shota and took a drink. "He spoke very highly of what you did, you know." Placing the cup down on the counter, I looked up at him. "What?" He wouldn't stop saying how amazing you did. Took me and Hisashi as a surprise. Is Hisashi still here? I felt a hand on my shoulder and jumped, letting out a little scream. "Fuck, man," Hisashi laughed, and walked over to get himself a cup of coffee. Not many people had the chance to see it since he was always in his hero costume, but his hair was down and his bangs were tucked behind his ear. Same with Shota, who had his hair down and a third of it was up in a high bun. Shota wore a black long sleeve v-neck and some black sweatpants, while Hisashi wore a simple yellow t-shirt and some black sweatpants as well. Also forgetting to mention that Shota's bandages were gone, and the only thing left was a scar underneath his right eye. "Can't you guys be like a normal pair of gay dads?" I mumbled, slamming my head on the counter. "I thought we were pretty normal," Hisashi mumbled, making me look up at them. Shota rolled his eyes and looked at Hisashi with a glare. "Shut up," he sighed, looking over at me. "Wyan, you should wake up Bakugou and send him home. His mum texted me while he was asleep that she wants him home, and I told her I'd send him home after I let him nap a little." I sighed and stood up, making my way over to Bakugou. My outfit had changed from when I got kidnapped, which I had noticed. Sure, but I didn't care. I was just wearing my PJ shorts and a tank top. "Bakugou," I whispered, pushing lightly on his shoulder. "Bakugou, wake up." "Fuck off," he mumbled, turning over on the couch to face his back towards me. "I'm fucking sleeping." "If you were sleeping, you wouldn't be consciously responding," I said, pulling the blankets off him and throwing them on the other couch. "I'm gonna change and then walk your drunk ass home." Okay," Bakugou mumbled as he curled up a little more. I sighed with a smile at how childish and adorable that tired Bakugou could be and headed upstairs to change. After changing into some black leggings and a white t-shirt, I looked over in my hamper. My clothes I had on before I passed out were there, and I took out Bakugou's jacket. I took a deep breath and glitched back downstairs as I was putting the jacket on. Bakugou leaned his elbows on his knees on the couch, running his hands through his hair and looking up when I cleared my throat. "Oh, hey, my jacket." I chuckled a little and glitched right next to him, grabbing his arm and glitching near the door. "I said a warning." "Oh, hush. And you'll be getting it back today. It's just not clean or anything since I got kidnapped in it," I interrupted as I put on my shoes. Bakugou huffed and did the same after recovering from the glitching. "Let's fucking get to it." I smiled and opened the door. Like we usually did, we walked in silence until one of us spoke up. "Might as well hold on to the jacket. You're just gonna fucking take it again anyway," Bakugou mumbled, which just made me chuckle. "But you'll clean it and have it ready the next time I want to take it," I said with a smile as I purposely bumped into Bakugou. He sighed and shook his head. Idiot. Bakugou and I reached the steps to his house, but we stopped and kind of just stared at each other. After a while, Bakugou sighed and looked down. Bakugou, what's wrong? He mumbled something under his breath, but I couldn't understand it. What? I asked, trying to look at his face. I'm not being an asshole, I really can't hear you. I whispered, grabbing his arm and slowly sliding down to grab a hold of his hand. Why was I doing this? There was a part of me that really wanted to hold his hand, feel the roughness of his skin, have him hold me. Oh fucking hell. Katsuki. A grin came across my face, as well as a fucking blush. Are you saying I can finally call you Katsuki? With permission this time? Don't fucking test me, I can. No, I said with a little giggle, as I wrapped my arms around his neck and hugged him. The part of me told me I was fucked. I really thought he was going to fucking start exploding, and I was about to pull away until I felt his arms wrap back around me. I know I've hugged him before, but that was different. I hate you, he mumbled, making me chuckle. You love me.